You'll never have to let me go again. I love you, Newts. I want to be with you forever. Me too. I feel Sayori's grip around me weaken a little bit. What is this? Sayori? I'm supposed to be happy right now. I always thought that this would be the happiest moment for me. But why? Even now? Why won't the rain clouds go away? Of all days. Sorry, this is the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this one to be one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. The banner Yuri and I painted is dry, and I gently roll it up to take it with me. She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend some time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Is there any, music? Yeah, I can... There's no music. I am, super freaked out. What is going on? Nids. Oh god, that's not what I meant to do. Okay. Nids. You're the first one here. Thanks for being so early. That's funny, I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. No music is throwing me off hardcore right now. Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that have all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like, and I submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. You'd think that on days this important she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember that's what Sayori told me yesterday, and I suddenly feel awful, knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking. But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. You should have taken a little responsibility for her, Newts. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know? Exchange? Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president after all. But I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? That we're a couple now? I didn't really plan on bringing it up with anyone yet. Jeez, I don't know the full story at all, or you don't know the full story at all. Don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. Monica is being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets, laid it out on the desks. Oh yeah, they really did. So, I can't tell if there's no music right now. There's sound. Am I being paranoid? Music. Okay. Something like this will definitely help me take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on the page, giving it almost professional feel. I recognized Natsuki's and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one that she's practiced. It's one that I haven't read before. Oh my god. That sound effect was so loud. Get out of my head, 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 get out of my head. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Monica, what did you do? What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pain in my stomach. Newts? What's wrong? Nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything. This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm going to go get Sayori, so... well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself, Monica calls out after me. I quicken my pace. I'm so nervous. My hands are like all sweaty. What did Monica tell her? And that sound effect was so loud. Now that there's no music, I like literally have goosebumps right now. She was fine yesterday. Did I say all the right things? Did she know I care about her? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not that big of a deal to at least wait for her or help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs and what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I open the door and let myself in. Sayori? She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. I'm like hyperventilating. Waking her up in her own house? That is really something that a boyfriend would do, isn't it? In any case, just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori? Wake up, dummy. There's no response. I really didn't want to have to enter her room like this. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Oh. What the hell? What the hell? This is nightmare. It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I would know what's best and that everything would be okay. Then why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her? I shouldn't have confessed to her. That's not what Sayori needed at all. She even told me how painful it is for others to care about her. Then why did I confess to her and make her feel even worse? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent a little bit more time with her, walked her to school, and remained friends with her like it always has been, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I could do to bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. I only had one chance, and I wasn't careful enough. Now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. But I could still do what she needed from me. I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now, I can never take it back. Never. 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 What is that? What is going on? Okay. Oh god. I have goosebumps right now. I see an annoying girl running toward me from a distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is so my neighbor. Oh, that girl is my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it kind of just works out because you've known each other for so long. I would like the record to show, I thought I did everything that I would need it to do. She did tell us that she didn't want us to worry about her, but what if I had just not worried about her? That wouldn't have done anything proactive. Monica whispered something to her. She said that right before she did it. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk to let catch up to me. What do you want me to do, game? What do you want me to do? Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. Can't just rewrite the story. Can't just rewrite history, bro. Should I go back to the save file? It's gone. Monica, what the hell? You said that I could go back. Okay. School day is ordinary as ever. It's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at a wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be too demanding for me to want to deal with anyways. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Nudes? Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Monica? Oh my goodness. I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked. But we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check on the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. You really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make it something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. Every time I have goosebumps. Stop, please. Literature club. Literature? That sounds kind of lame. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there's only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members or something. That sounds so boring. Well, I can see that, but it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, poetry. Sorry. Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Nudes. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you can do me a huge favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Awesome. You're really sweet, Nudes. You know that? It's nothing really. Shall we go then? Look forward to materials another time. I'll look for materials another time. You're more important. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I dejectedly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Monica is full of energy, swings open the classroom door, and... I'm back! And I brought a new guest with me. A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? I'm gonna save this. Seriously? You brought a boy. Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be so mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Newts. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So, let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? Whoa, what? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Newts in a classroom and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to. Well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget about that, I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Nudes? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As the president of the Literature Club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised that there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting a lot of effort into something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes the school events, like a festival, that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have really worked hard to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be the pastime for me, but reading all the same dialogue again is exhausting. But at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Notes, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've spent these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It's like she wants to say something, but keeps quiet. Not much a reader, I guess. I can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build up deep, complex fantasy worlds. A level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's so obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in a world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories that deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can be so deliberate? Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something that I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I expected that from you, Yuri. That's a different answer. Last time Monica said that she didn't expect that from Yuri. It suits your personality. I can relate to at that minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well have been having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. This is different. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think, or it takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? I left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! Give it back! Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing at that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have a writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel more comfortable enough to share hers. Yeah, I guess it's the same for you. Oh, sorry. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I got an idea. How about this? Let me guess. We're gonna write poems. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then the next time we meet, we'll share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. God, I can't help but feel like this is super weird without Sayori. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start by finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all, and I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Newts? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decisions. I still have other clubs that I lose my trail of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought... The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Newts. The thing is, we don't have enough members to form an official club yet. We need 4, and I've been really trying hard to find new members, and if we don't find one more for the festival... That's kind of rude. I don't like this manipulation tactic. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation, and besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? You really mean that, Newts? Yeah, could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after that, I would be super pissed. Nudes, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time. Okay? Why does she phrase everything like that? I'm always listening. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time. Everything's in a current tense with her. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Remember, everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looked over at me once more. Newts, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress this class star, Monica, with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel like the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. Without, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have a chance to grow closer with one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. You have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? I want to say no. Can I save this right now? No. Dang it! You have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? I can't convince myself to go to therapy when I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'd rather keep this up until I blow my cover and someone takes me to the emergency room. I'm just gonna pick at random. I wanted Sayori. I don't want to choose. Okay. Hi again, Newts. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back in the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Newts. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive... Sorry, I'm not even reading in her voice. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Aw, come on. Like you deserved any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't even know if you plan to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Monica, I can't read. I can't read the words if you're in front of the words. Monica! Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. And I'm sorry, Newts. I'll make sure to point out... The music is so fast. Is the room sideways? The room is sideways. It has to be. We'll make sure to put in blah 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 blah. Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club after all, perhaps you would have an ill interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in the club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Oh, wait. I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'll be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you and get you started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked up a book and thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. You can, we know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accident to be so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks is I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. Definitely needed this. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is buried in a book, but I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Minatsuki was rummaging around in a closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little more, but at the same time, I feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the book that she's reading. It looks like the same book that she lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and her eyes meet for a split second. It only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing her I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of it, so... The book that you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious. Just curious? How come you have 2 copies of the same book? Oh, well, I stopped by the bookstore the other day, and that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, Look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov, and there's an ominous-looking eye symbol in the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison, and the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines and lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse and they... Whoa, this is different. Whoa, this is really different. The last time she gave me the book, she said that the plot of that book was about some girl having a hard time finding people to trust in. The facility... Sorry, but the facility gets even worse and they start selectively breeding people just by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. What a slight, weird change in the story. The book, I mean. Not about the limbs. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it seem like she was going to be a nice story, so the dark turn came out of nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Newts? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those sorts of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri was into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story is the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective, when horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be evil. But because the world is full of horrible people, we're all worthless anyway. Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. Sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thought... Whoa. Replay that. What did that say? I can't even read it back because I don't even know what it said. I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. So please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. I think I need to be worried. I think that just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's the literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well start reading it, right? I mean, you don't have to, but... What are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieve the book that I put into my bag. I'm not even doing the voices right anymore. Okay. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just that something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in the company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just thinking about bathing. Yuri, you really do apologize a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. I'm sorry. I mean, here, this should work, right? I'll slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of us. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I'm like hiding in the camera. I'm like so scared to see pop-ups. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under the thumb after it flips to the other side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my eye. Are you ready? Huh? To turn the page. Yeah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted there for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. Continue reading. Yuri is no longer asking me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it on my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page feels almost like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little. Stop making that face. No, I don't relate to that character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking of the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. I guess you haven't got that far yet, so I don't even know why that came into my head. Here, are you feeling alright? You've been a little fidgety ever since we started reading together. You can rest it if you're feeling a little sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I Didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Nudes? Did something happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Sorry, are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing the poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I figured we'd probably get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left the book off, then slip it back into my bag. Who should I show my poem to first? Natsuki. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair that I should share mine with her first. Well, about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't invoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can. Oh, this is the poems that we missed actually when my footage got cut out last time. So it's good that you're actually seeing Natsuki's poem because you couldn't see it in the first episode. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you being so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even like taking it seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard, like in this poem. Seeing everything. Sorry if I'm reading pretty fast, but we've already kind of been through this dialogue before, so I figure try to get through some of this pretty quickly. Seeing everything around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand, but the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set it up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it all fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. You didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with my last comment. I really don't care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Who should I show my poem to next? Do I have to? Hi, Newts. Having a good time so far? Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things that we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, I wanted to share your poem. You wanted to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I'll have to do. Don't worry, Newts. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's the sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Newts. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put some effort in. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean like it's a bad thing though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably even much more interesting. Whoa, okay, this is new. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. And that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think she gets too stimulated. She ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. You're all ready? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm glad that you took all the time you needed. All right. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. Sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Let's read then. Okay, this was also the poem that you guys couldn't read because the footage cut out. So, hole in the wall, but he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance around my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply... Wait, this isn't... This isn't the same poem. Okay. It was titled Hole in the Wall, but it wasn't this poem. Hole in the Wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance around my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling plays tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what did you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you want to call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between the words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I just had a kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story and your brain gets too fixated on a specific point, if you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. Just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth and then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kinds of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Well, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at the poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words on the poem, as if breaking it down even more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical for new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing that I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up on writing styles separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something that you can be blamed for. There are many different skills and techniques that go into writing, even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I hope that everyone else in this club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking to people like that. Sorry. Sorry. That's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself or me or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Okay, so this one is the same. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air. I bathe calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry. I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you in the ghost series? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Newts. Really? I must have totally missed the point then. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their own work. They usually do more than simply tell a story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Oh, it's nothing really. Yours was impressive too. Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two for you. Oh, you think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I really enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Newts. Me too. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little bit more stressful than anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities, even if they're just being... Okay, that was weird. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's up with this language? Did you say something? No, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk in one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours was cute. cute. Did you just completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Newts did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all,
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Nudes liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress a new member, Yuri. That's not what I said. You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Newts appreciated my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Huh? How do you know he appreciated my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Newt started showing up.
Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you!
Taking out your
own...
Stop! Please stop! Oh my god. Oh, no. No! Most people learn how to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything and stop harassing others in your sickening attitude. Oh my god. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality by just dressing it up and acting cute? The only thing cute about you is how hard you try. Oh my god. Well, be careful. You might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your... Oh my god! Please stop. Oh, let Nudes hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly, Yuri turns towards me as if she noticed I was just standing there. Nudes. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. What the? Oh no! Oh god! What do I do? 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 Oh, whoa! Holy fuck. Hey Nudes, why don't we step outside for a little bit, okay? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, huh? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little bit more assertive sometimes, but I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend more time with you anyway. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. Are we good? Jesus Christ. I did pick Nitsuki, by the way, in my choices because she was being very rude. I don't know. I just felt like maybe Natsuki needed a friend for a second. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri's rocking back and forth in her desk and her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Nudes, please don't hate me. Please, I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget about it tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now, if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wanted to say something, but keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. She wants to tell me something. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. Kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. I'm not even doing the voices anymore. I feel like... Okay.
It's not that. It's just... I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Newts. It would just be embarrassing for you to listen.
Because I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble. But... I'm done. Yep, that's it.